Assalamu alaikum. This is my submission for the assignment Concurrent Banking Transaction System. The system supports deposit, withdraw and transfer operations and ensures correctness under concurrent load using optimistic concurrency control with versioning. I will briefly demonstrate the live system here. Also, I will demonstrate concurrency behavior, load testing and the core implementation. First of all, let's check the live demo. This is deployed Frontend running on Vercel connected to a live backend and MongoDB Atlas. Each account has a balance and version field. The version is used to detect concurrent updates. The dashboard shows accounts, balance, versions, number, recent transactions, live WebSocket events and validation stats. We can also do manual transaction here. So for basic operation we can do deposit 100 in account 1. We can submit the transaction. We can see that balance will update, version will update. We can see a notification deposit request processed successfully, and we can see in recent transaction there is a deposit. We can also withdraw, let's say 10. We can submit here, also see the withdraw request, also change version number, change in balance and change in recent transaction. We can see the transfer from one account to another. We can submit the transaction. Now it will transfer request process successfully. We can see version change for both account 1 or account 2, and we can see a transfer here. For the failure case, let's say we want to withdraw a huge amount. If we submit the transaction, it will show insufficient balance. So if we go to here, we see no balance or version updated, but we can see the withdraw with tried and the status is failed. We can see the JSON here. We can see the failed JSON here also. We can see the validation JSON and validation state. This validation panel is important because in this section it verifies the system correctness after operations or load testing. It shows the total account count, successful request count, rejected or failed request count, transaction summary like minimum version and maximum version, total balance and negative balance. Negative balance is important because it always must be 0. This confirms that the concurrent operation do not corrupt state. So now we are moving to load testing. For the load testing, I will deploy app in live system. We'll clean the DB, we'll run the seed again, we'll run the backend, we will run the front end. We can see the load testing using K6 with 1000 concurrent request. So I am running this, but before all, let's check the front end here. We have 20 account, we have 0 live event feed, and we have no transaction here. So let's start the process. The test is running. We can see here it is also update all states, and we can see each virtual user performs transaction operation concurrently. So you can see here the total result: 100% successful, no checks failed, expected response rate is 100%. So everything is okay here. Now we can check the board. We can see 1000 transaction, 1000 success count, and everything is details in the live event feed and recent transaction. So this system remains stable and does not produce inconsistent data. Also, now I am going to share some core logic like version based update. You can see the update here. On updating, find on an update, we can see we will increment the version, so there is no concurrency. So this logic is implemented here. We can check some retry loops. So in record transaction, we can see we retry if the limit exceed. We can show the transfer. We can see in the transfer, this is an asynchronous function. We transfer the input and the result in this same function, so both account are updated within a single transaction. So if any step fails, the entire operation is rollback. Now we can see the emit function for sockets. So we did all emit transaction failed, emit balance update, emit transaction created, everything on live socket. So this all in the explanation. Also I created document for architecture. So the system is optimistic concurrency control with version numbers. It has many things, but let's not go through line by line here. This system actually ensures no lost update, no negative balance, safe concurrent processing, also allows like horizontal scalability. So that's all from my end. Thank you for reviewing my submission. Assalamu alaikum.